New Orleans attorney and the attorney for the McGlothen family here in Shreveport. Mr. James, welcome to Keel. How you doing this morning? Thank you for taking time for us.
I'm good. Thank you.
Let's start at the beginning. How do you get this case? How do you get, for lack of a better term, hooked up or connected with the McGlothen family?
Well, I am in a partner with the Cochran firm. The Cochran firm is a firm that's several decades old and has a reputation for handling police brutality and misconduct cases. Our namesake, Johnny Cochran Jr., born in Shreveport, was legendary for this particular type of matter. And through the Cochran firm, the family contacted us to help them to work through and become maximally represented to deal with this particular matter.
You say the coroner's ruling of what's it called? Excited delirium is junk science. Tell us why.
This particular area over the last so many years has been put forward and does not really have a true scientific basis. It is an area that has emerged to justify why an individual would die in custody in law enforcement. And what has happened is that the history of this particular use of the word excited delirium mainly has occurred when people of color in particular are unjustifiably killed while in police custody. Therefore, we call it a junk science there. And in fact, we expected it. It's used so many times that we expected it to be used in this situation. And it's typically something that happens after the fact.
Was Tommy
what should have
McGlothen
happened,
murdered by those officers?
We believe that based upon what we were able to see on the tape and the videotape, which I said yesterday, even a blind man can see. It's Ray Charles to see how he was beaten under the circumstances and left unattended, according to even the coroner's report, that this is a homicide.
Should the officers be fired and charged?
Yes, immediately.
And why the delay in even putting them on leave? Do you any explanation for that? Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard any direct explanation, but we do know that the officers were not placed on leave until the video appeared, which is another issue. It is really sad that in American society today, that the only way oftentimes law enforcement or the officials involved in these types of matters are moved is if there's a video. It's really sad. So when the video emerged showing Mr. McGlothen being beaten horrifically, this is when finally there was some movement on it. Remember, this case is not a new case. This case has been around since April the 5th, 2020. So this is not a new case, and it's really, really sad. Really, really sad and unfortunate, and it doesn't bode well for the police department to operate in this justice delayed perspective.
Mr. James, lawyers aren't hired to not go to court a lot of times. What's your plan? Lay out your next 60 to 90 days.
Well, first of all, we're calling for full transparency so we can get all information. We presently don't have various information that we would like to have. So we're in the process of gathering information, doing our own independent investigation. And at that point in time, when we have all of the information we need to bring out our claims, we are going to file a complaint and or petition in the court here to seek justice for the McGlothen family from a civil court disposition perspective.
Do you have any idea? Pardon me, sir. Do you have any idea what justice for the McGlothen family is?
Well, we are going to, as we get all of the facts, we'll be able to put together a full and complete disposition on what we believe justice may be. We know one thing: we can't get his life back at this particular point in time. We know another thing, that this is a gentleman, and it's sad. It's a sad situation here in this society, how those who are mentally disabled are treated oftentimes. And in this particular situation, again, even the coroner stated this, is that the officers should have been able to recognize this situation for what it is: a person who needed medical assistance, not to be brutally beaten to death, basically, under these circumstances. So we are putting together our strategy, and stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Excuse me, sir. Once again, you just said the coroner's finding. You disagree with the coroner's finding. You just said he was brutally beaten to death. Is that your position? Is that your stance?
We believe that the actions of the Shreveport Police Department were the causative factor behind the eventual death of Tommy McGlothen.
Is it a second-degree murder? You're not saying that this was premeditated, correct?
What we are saying is we need all of the facts. We need every fact uncovered to make a final disposition. But our eyes don't lie to us.
Backing up just a couple of seconds, you had referred to the coroner's report as junk science. Do you plan?
I refer to the causative reason in the coroner's report: excited delirium. That word, excited delirium, as junk science. That's exactly what I refer to.
Do you plan a second autopsy, an independent autopsy?
We are examining presently all information involved in the case to have potentially an independent review of the matter. So again, but we need all of the information, all relevant information, before we decide exactly what we're going to do there. But we are examining all relevant information to go forward and do our own independent review.
James Carter, the attorney for the McGlothen family. Your message to Caddo DA James Stewart today.
Well, like we said yesterday, we have been pleased so far with how the district attorney, James Stewart, has handled this matter. He has met with the family on 2 occasions. He's treated them with human dignity and respect, and has been responsive. Our message today is that we want, when all of this information comes out, we receive, as we continue to receive information, and hopefully we get and receive complete transparency, that these officers are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
You hear this all over our community today, and we have heard it for weeks. If there was not video of this incident, we would not be talking about Tommy McGlothen today. Do you agree?
I believe that.
And how sad is that?
It is sad that in America today, in 2020, that we are confronted with and continue to be confronted with injustice in ways that are, quite honestly, unbelievable. Not only unbelievable, it's completely unacceptable. And we are glad to see that not only in the city of Shreveport, which again is the birthplace of our founder, Johnny Cochran Jr., but all around the country and all around the world, people, citizens of every race, color, and creed are demanding justice and demanding that we have a full and complete justice under the law, and that no matter what one's background, race, color, or creed is, or station in life, we are demanding justice.